It's crazy how unaware people are from BC, completely oblivious to why there's such a drug problem in BC. Now, here's the facts, okay? I've never been anywhere in my life other than BC where you can get free drugs. Free drugs. Free paraphernalia to do drugs. And sites where they help you do the drugs and inject, okay? So they've created this thing out here in BC, a front. They created a front, all right? So that way the drug trade could thrive. The guys, the big boys at the top that are, dropping the bricks off, yeah, let's just put it like that. I'll leave it at that, you know what I mean? But bottom line is, it's just crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, pointing no fingers anywhere in any which direction, but, it's just the ignorance is what bothers me, right? Because, people will attack the homeless and blame the homeless people and say, oh, the homeless people come out here because, the weather's nice and we all want them gone and go back to where you came from and all this stuff. But you know why people come to BC? Free drugs, okay? Free drugs, all right? I can prove it, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in Ontario. I'm not from BC, you know what I'm saying? I grew up my whole life out there. And then I came here. So I know the difference. And only the people that grew up where I come from, you know what I'm saying, know the difference. Only if they came out here. There's no way for you to ever know something like this. And it would take you years to figure it out, bottom line. I made a video about this before. But here's the thing. You can get free drugs in British Columbia, okay? And you can get, I'm telling you right now, they're giving out methamphetamine, cocaine, crack in Vancouver. They're giving people drugs, and they're saying it's harm reduction and that it's better for them to provide clean drugs to drug addicts than it is for them to get drugs off of the street. So the government is a drug dealer, okay? And we all know that, you know what I'm saying? And they found a way to make drug sales legal, but putting it as a front, as if they're trying to clean up and help, improve the quality of drug use for drug addicts, okay? So you wonder why BC has the worst drug problem in Canada. Why you can look up a street and there's tents all the way up a whole street and there's people smoking meth, doing needles, overdosing, flatlining on the street, getting hit with Narcan so you can wake them up so they can go buy some more drugs off the government or whatnot, so that they can just keep the cycle going. And then they can keep the funding coming in and everybody gets a chunk of a piece of the pie. So everybody's getting their hands into the pot out here, you know what I'm saying? And people are, you know what I'm saying, they got their hands in a cookie jar. So they've created this legal system as a front, as if they are helping and improving the quality of addiction and so on and so forth. See, this will work for civilians. Civilians don't know any better because they didn't come from the hood. They grew up out here in BC in the suburbs, you know what I'm saying, and they don't know anything about real hood shit, real poverty, real, you know what I mean, real gangs and real gangsters and stuff like that. That's not like that out here. As much as BC tries to be like that, it's not really like that out here. I've been out here for 7 years. I was homeless longer than 7 years now, but I was homeless in the streets for 6 years out here. The first thing that happened when I came to BC, I'd hopped off the bus and I went right up the East Hastings Strip by myself, nighttime, boom, wanted to see it. Shit show. I just came from a place where you can get booked and go to jail if you're smoking a joint outside. If you get caught with a gram of weed, you're gonna go to jail for 30 days, you know what I'm saying? And another 30 if you're on probation, you get a breach, you know what I'm saying? It was before weed was legal. Same thing with paraphernalia. There ain't no, you can't be smoking crack on the street and doing meth and doing needles out in Ontario. The cops will just grab you, take all your stuff, charge you for paraphernalia, charge you for possession of narcotics. And if it's individual baggies, then you get hit with trafficking too. So people are just rather just not do drugs out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to jail for like 4 years because you were smoking meth. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you had 2 different baggies of meth or crack, and now you got trafficking just because there was more than one baggie. Like, bro, I come from the streets. I know this stuff. You guys don't know this. Like, you didn't live like that, bro. You guys don't. You have no idea. You have zero idea. Period. You know what I'm saying? BC is a place where you can come and get drugs for free. They'll help you inject the drugs. Okay? yo, there was a dispensary out here that was giving away free weed. I was like, I love BC, man. I was like, this is crazy. As soon as I hopped off the bus, boom, I'm walking up the East Hastings Strip, big cloud of smoke coming out of a restaurant or something. I'm like, what the fuck? I look in there. People are holding huge blunts this big, the size of my head, passing them around. Everyone's drinking beer in there. It was an actual place where you could go. It was like a restaurant where you could go in, order a beer, and bring your own weed and smoke it and buy weed from. It was all illegal. You know what I'm saying? But in BC, drugs have never been illegal. Okay, and that's on purpose because the politicians and these government guys, you know what I'm saying, that are working with the gangsters, you know what I'm saying, okay, they got their hand in, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to go too far with that, can't speak on that too much, but, I mean, it's quite apparent, you know what I mean, it's not like everybody can't see it, you know what I mean, so, don't crack to me, you know what I mean, but, bottom line is, this is crazy, so, I'm able to go to this dispensary and get a free joint every single day. That doesn't exist in Ontario. Never will, never has, ever. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I came out here, I was 22. It was like a big-ass party. I hopped off the bus. Never have I seen this in my life. Boom. People smoking weed, walking down the street, drinking beers, walking down the street, people injecting, smoking meth, crack, everything. And I'm like, how could this be? I'm like, yo, BC's crazy. Yo, it's sick out here. They just let you do whatever you want out here. It's lit, right? And to back themselves up, they came up with this thing where they're calling it harm reduction, and they got these little sellout fake, previously addicted guys that are advocating for harm reduction. When I never seen none of these guys out here in the street. Get out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Come see me in person and tell me that harm reduction saved your life, bro. Come see me in person. Hit me up. My word, I'll come meet with you in the street. I want to talk about it. I want to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have drugs like that all over the place. People smoking meth, doing needles, and drinking in public. You're gonna get moshed up for that, by the police, fam. You know what I mean? You can't do that out there. You don't want to go to a jail out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jails out here in BC are soft compared to the jails in Ontario. Trust me. You would rather sober up, believe me, than go into that jungle, dog. You know what I mean? These guys wouldn't last out there. Believe me, man. Telling you, bro, they're not. Trust me. They would be in shock. Culture shock. Everything shock. They would be just scared for their life. These guys that can, puff their chest out here wouldn't be doing that out there. Believe me. But anyways, bottom line is, the only place in Canada you can come and get free drugs, do drugs legally, and the system will actually help you. There's locations where you can go and they'll inject you. They'll inject for you. Guess what? Nobody can ever overcome an addiction if they can easily access it. I've literally had to quit smoking weed before because the dealer ran out and I couldn't just go to a dispensary because where we come from, there was no dispensaries. Even when weed was illegal, there was dispensaries in British Columbia. You could go in and literally buy weed illegally. You could just go in and just buy weed from a shop. Like, where's the feds kicking the door in, bud? Like, where I come from, the feds would have smashed it in. But that went on for years and years and years out here. And then the government figured out how are we gonna make ourselves look good about this? Because everybody's onto us now. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, let's get rid of all the, let's wipe out all these dispensaries and replace them with government dispensaries, or give them their license so they can transition from illegal to legal. So the government is supporting this, right? Yo, this is crazy. And you wonder why you got a drug problem out here in BC and why everybody's coming out here? This is crazy. Like, this is, of course, everybody's going to come out here. But they blame it on the homeless. They blame it on the weather and blah, blah, blah. Pathetic, you know what I mean? These people don't know nothing. They live on a rock. They've never been anywhere other than this island or BC, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a different world out here completely. It was like a big-ass party when I hopped off the bus. This was like, bro, I was 22. I'm 30 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if this harm reduction thing really worked, you know what I'm saying? If this strategy that they're trying to claim really, really worked to, you know what I'm saying, with their little fake statistics, buddy, you want to go for a walk right now? You want to go for a walk up the strip? I'll go show you right now how bad it is, okay? Like, how everybody's on drugs out here. Everybody, yo. In the last, bro, I'm telling you, there wasn't one other person out there that was homeless like me that wasn't on drugs. I was the only person that was not on drugs, like, when I was homeless. And I'm like, okay, none of you guys are gonna make it. You're all dead. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, yo, this is crazy. And even the shelters wouldn't support me unless I was on drugs. Every single one of the homeless shelters were rattled with people that are, and they're doing needles and they're smoking meth right in the shelters. I swear on my father's grave, Douglas Wegan, swear to God, there was people smoking heroin in one of the shelters that I was in, right beside me in the next stall, and I punched homeboy out. I beat him up for that because you're smoking that stuff. I didn't know they were smoking it right beside me in the next, like, you know, and on the other side of the divider. You know what I'm saying? And they're exposing me to, like, heroin and, like, meth. So I beat them up. Straight up. You know what I mean? Ran around the corner. Bam! What? Yo. You know what I mean? Straight. That's what I did. And you know what? It just made me realize. I was like, yo, how could this happen? How could they just let this happen out here? Unless they're making money off of this. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, I can't, like... Here's the thing, man. I can't go too far with how much I say about this because, you know, like, you already know. But let's just, you know, how do I put this? Bottom line is, you know, we all know the law is corrupt. The law doesn't even follow the law. So why should we? You know what I'm saying? The law is the most corrupt. The system, the government is the most corrupt, has always been built on a foundation of greed and corruption. Okay? And they figured out a way to appear as if they are an entity that is here to bring structure and help and, you know, build a society. But in fact, they actually just looked at society as a way to exploit and profit from, okay? That's going to be hard for you to understand if you didn't grow up in the streets and you haven't traveled all across Canada and actually spent 10 years here, 5 years here, 5 years there. It takes that long to really dose yourself in this and learn it. And you have to be on foot in the street, homeless, going to homeless shelters, living in them for months at a time like I did for years, okay? I couldn't get out of homelessness out here, and I couldn't understand why. That the system would act like they're trying to help me, but stand in the way at the same time. Like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know why? Because if they keep homelessness the way it is, and they keep addiction the way it is, they can keep on asking for $100 million from the federal government per year, $100 million per year. I could break down and allocate budgets for you if you want. I actually have access to these things. They're public files and records. Okay, how did I find that stuff? From being an advocate of homelessness and becoming a part of organizations that paid me to talk about my story. And I found out how they're all getting their funding around homelessness and how they're all getting employed and how money's coming in and circulating around homelessness, but homelessness and addiction is not improving, it is getting worse. That's how I figured to play out. I'm a criminal from the street. I grew up like that. We're always trying to scheme and figure out ways how we can get away with breaking the law, but looking like we're doing something good at the same time, okay? Come on. Like, buddy, you know what I'm saying? So don't be going and attacking the homeless people and stuff like that, and not even allowing sober people to have an opportunity to elevate themselves out of homelessness because you want to get money off the drug trade by doing it in such a sickening way. You know what I'm saying? With a legal front behind it saying, We're helping the addicted with the harm reduction. No, you're not. Trust me. Because there ain't a mess out where I come from like that. Yeah, there's drug addicts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's needed people that are smoking meth. It's all inside, you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you right now, if it's hard for you to get your drugs, you're going to have to hit the point of withdrawal. And if you hit the point of withdrawal, you're done. It's already over. You know what I'm saying? You're sick. You can't even get up and go and get the drug. You dry out. You actually come back to your senses and you're like, whoa, what a trip that was. Like, yo, I was messed up. And then you have an opportunity to make a real clear decision if you want to go back and touch that stuff again or not. But in BC, you don't have that option. You don't have that moment of clarity. You don't, because there's always a free supply of drugs and there's always people helping you do it and calling it harm reduction, helping you inject, telling you, addiction is a disease. So that means if it's a disease, that means there's no reason to fight it because it's a part of you, right? Yeah, that's the real brainwashing here, okay? Trust me. That's why I spent 15 years in the streets and didn't become a drug addict. And I was in the most drug-rattled place in Canada, BC. Why is that? Now you know. But anyways, it pisses me off, you know what I mean? Because I got targeted, you know what I mean? These shelters, I couldn't even get, bro, if you live in a shelter with 100 drug addicts and they're all smashing needles and smoking heroin, how do you expect to get up every single day, go to a labor place, do labor every day, work, make money, and get a place? You're never going to get out of homelessness. And then the rent is outside of your bracket of money that you're going to make. It's all by design. It's not a mistake, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you'll know if you spent, 6-7 years out here in the streets or anywhere in the streets. First time I, became homeless was when I was 14, bro. I figured the game out. I figured the system out. I survived it. I overcame it. I defeated it. It almost killed me more than several times. Trust me. It's darker than you think, man. And all these pathetic people in BC that never even did anything in their life, don't know anything about never been homeless, never went through poverty, never been in a gang, never friggin' sold drugs to survive because there was no jobs. Like, yo, these guys are weak, bro. They don't know nothing about nothing, period. You know what I'm saying? Anybody from where I come from will be standing right beside me. Yeah, if they came out here, trust me. That's why you don't see people going to Ontario from here. And if they do, they come right back. Trust me, I've been back. I went back 7 times back to Ontario to go see my mom. You know what I'm saying? And go see my people. And the only thing I could think about is like, I need to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get shot in my face. Somebody's going to kill. Like, it's a war zone. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything. Walk down the street, wear the wrong color in the wrong neighborhood, get shot in your face. Boom. For no reason, mans will roll up on you. What? Yo, give me your stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like that in BC, buds. You know what I mean? I've been walking around outside the whole time, from here all the way from Vancouver, East Hastings Strip, all the way up. Nobody did shit. If I did that in Toronto or Hamilton, I would have got banged out already 10 times until I came back with a burner and blasted everyone's face off, because that's how it is where I come from. That's the only way to survive. You have to be a shooter. Fighting gets you nowhere where I come from. Muscles and tattoos like everybody likes to do out here in BC and act all tough with that skinhead bullshit. That doesn't work where I come from, bro. A little Somalian youth, 12-year-old refugee from Somalia will come and blow your face off. Real talk. And it's easy to get burners. Toronto, Hamilton. Guns are everywhere. Everywhere. Anybody can get a gun. You know what I'm saying? With a welly check. With a welfare check, bud. You know what I mean? Stack your welly check for 2 months. You got a burner. You're good. Now go hit a lick. That's how we go. That's how we get where I come from. That's the main mission immediately. If you're from the streets and poverty, you go, you know what I'm saying? You go get a check. You know what I'm saying? You go play the system for a check. You buy a Coke. You whip it up in a crack. You know what I'm saying? And then you go hit the strip. You make money off of that. You get a burner. Buy the burner. You move up from there. You start doing licks. Boom. Get your racks up. Invest back into the soft, whip it back up, boom, boom, hit the strip again. Keep going. Don't stop. That's the lifestyle from somebody that grows up in poverty. You have absolutely no choice. 14 years old, you're in the street, you ain't got nowhere to go, you look around, there's gangsters everywhere. They're going to inherit you immediately. You're going to have to fight, you're going to have to prove yourself, you're going to have to be mean, you're going to have to be evil. You know what I'm saying? People in BC, Don't have to do that. It's not like that in this environment. I don't even care if you're in Surrey or not, or none of that shit. You can still live a normal life in Surrey and not have to gangbang. You don't even have, there's no normal where I come from. Like, that's real poverty. That's the real slums. You don't have an opportunity. There is no opportunity. That's why the hoods are the hoods, because there's no real true opportunity in the hoods, in the projects and poverty. There ain't no real opportunity. There's opportunity here. You don't have to choose that route. You chose that route on purpose. Gangster by choice isn't gangster. Now, bottom line is, the system is creating the drug problem in BC. They're doing it. They're profiting off of it. They're making millions and millions and millions of dollars off of it. And they've created this front for the public, for the civilians that have absolutely no idea what's going on, because they don't have the experience and the street smarts to understand what's going on. And they're from the suburbs, so even if they did have street smarts, it could only be up to a certain degree of wisdom. You need to travel. Even me, there's levels. The worst as it gets in Canada is Toronto, GTA area, Winnipeg, Regina, Edmonton, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Those are hard body stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like Montreal, stuff like that. You know, there's still the crazy stuff going on other places, but I'm just saying those are the main hot spots, you know what I'm saying? Where it's for real, for real. You shouldn't be just walking around for no reason, you know what I mean? Unless you're in, like, I don't know, you can still get banged out and robbed. We used to go to the mall and look for people to rob, like, every day. Like, if you're a civilian and you're going to the mall to go buy clothes, I'm looking for you. like I don't get it. Like, it's not like that over here, period, point blank. Facts, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. If you want free drugs and you want to be supported to do free drugs, and you want free weed from dispensaries and easy access to drugs, come to BC. Now you wonder why you got a drug problem, and you want to blame it on the homeless people and blame it on people in Ontario coming out here and blah, 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 saying they're running from something or whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you grow up in the hood and you grow up in poverty, the only objective is to get your money up and get out of the hood. That's the only objective. You know what I'm saying? That's the mission for somebody that grows up in the hood in poverty. Dummies. You wouldn't know that because you're not from the hood. Stupid. It's not running. Well, it is running. Yeah, you're right. Even a gangster knows to run from the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look what happened to Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? He tried to stay in his community, in his hood, and better it. And look what happened to him. You can't change it. The system is against it. The system is creating it. And it's been happening for 100 years plus. So, like, you're not going to just overnight change something like that. You know what I mean? So, but that's the real thing that's happening out here. You know what I mean? The system itself is doing this, and it's keeping people from not being able to escape addiction, not being able to escape themselves, not being able to get out of homelessness. It's making it so hard and impossible to the point where, yeah, a couple people slip through and get through the cracks and they escape. And they're like, oh yeah, you can. Yeah, because you were homeless for a month out of your whole life in British Columbia, the easiest place in Canada to be homeless. You dummy. You guys are just washed. It's just crazy, man. Crazy, man. But anyways, that's the truth, man. You know what I mean? What do you expect me to do? I can't not talk. If you're gonna drag me into it, if it's gonna affect me, I'm gonna go to war. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to say something about it, because you're not slumping me. You're not stepping on me. You're not gonna put me under and snuff me out and you know what I mean? Try and act like I'm some drug addict trying to, That's why I want to live in a tent, because I don't want to follow rules. You know what I'm saying? You're hilarious. I had to go live in a tent because the rent was too high, the more money than you're going to even make if you had a full-time job. And on top of it, the shelters are full of crawling full of friggin' zombies. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they're giving them free drugs. Here you go. Yo, in the homeless shelters, there's like needle things on the walls where you can just do needles in the bath. I know that's common now. That wasn't common before. And I never seen that ever in my life in Ontario. Ever in my life. ever in my life. I've never seen where there's like needle deposits where you can drop your needles. Bro, it's a full drug culture out here in BC, and they enable it, they allow it, and then they put a front on, and they get these fake spokes guys to come and do TED Talks and talk about how I was an addict for 10 years and harm reduction saved my life. Oh man, I just want to beat some of these guys up, man, when I see them. Because I know they're full of it. I know, because I spent enough time in the streets. You're not gonna front to me or anybody else that comes from real life, bro. We already know what's going on here, you know what I'm saying? But nobody's gonna say nothing about it. You know what I mean? But when you try to kill me, like this place tried to kill me. It tried to discredit me. It tried to, bro, there was people in a group. There was people on a Facebook group out here posting my pictures, saying that I'm a serial killer, that I put a gun to some female's head, that some other guy was like, yo, this guy stalked my female cousin. Bro, listen, if I ever see anybody in the street that ever says anything like that about me, you're going to find out. You know what I mean? That's it. I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm never going to say something like that about me and not have a consequence. And I don't care about the law or anybody about that. That's how this works. The law ain't going to save you. It ain't going to save me. The law is broken. It's distorted. It's corrupt. You know, you have to stand up for yourself against these demons and devils that want to try to destroy you because they see your potential. They know you're a threat. They know you're the only real guy in the room. So if there's 9 fake guys in the room and one guy comes into the room, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't act gangster no more because there's a real G in the room now. What are you going to do? Try and pull that, yo. You get all 9 of you get deaf hoss, yo. You know what I mean? That's what happens. Nobody will ever know that about out here in BC because they don't have the experience. They didn't live it to understand it. They didn't see it. They haven't been to where I come from. You know what I mean? There's no way to know for them. There's no way to know. So they just defend their ignorance. Out of ignorance. And then oh man, yo, this is crazy. This place is nuts. Like, it's such a disappointment to come to such a beautiful place and have such a disgusting attitude and mentality. These people that live out here, that come from this place. Like, they all have mental illness. Like, they all delusionally convince themselves that there's something they're not. And created this entire cult. You know what I'm saying? And it's all based off of politics. Okay, people don't fight with their fists out here. I don't see people getting punched out, slapped out, beat up, stomped on. I don't see it. I've been in the streets the whole time. It's a war every single day. You're stepping outside, you're fighting. There's 10 goons on the corner. You're getting it in. That's how we rock where I come from. It's not like that out here. You know how people get you? They make shit up. They do that where I come from too, like, you know what I mean? But a little bit less, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more extreme out here, you know what I'm saying? That's still a strategy for everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. People will make shit up about you to try to get rid of you, discredit you, make it so people won't affiliate or associate with you. That's the number one weapon for a fucking coward. Excuse my language. Sitting here trying to repent for myself, for my sin, and I can't because this world is so distorted. And I'm still trapped in it, and I have absolutely no choice but to participate. So how am I going to repent? There's no possible way. So I keep praying to God and asking God for a way out, you know, until he gives me a full way out where I got a piece of land in a log cabin and I can grow my own food and I can be independent and self-sufficient. I'm going to have to be like this. And that's scary, you know what I'm saying? But that's the world we live in, man, you know? But bottom line is, God knows the truth. God knows who I am. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So you want free drugs, come to BC. You know, for all you fake ass people out here in BC that don't know shit because you never lived anything in your life, you know what I'm saying? And you think you know what's going on. Now, this is what's really going on. You know what I mean? Your government is corrupt and they're working, you know, with the goons. And they're getting paid and they're making a percentage off of all the flow that comes through here. It's a port spot. You know what I'm saying? Right? There's Japan, there's Seattle right there. Three hours to Seattle on a boat. Figure it out. If you don't know about it, then don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Then whatever. Like, it is what it is. It's not like we don't know about this. It's all public record. It's already disclosed. It's all over the news. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything that it isn't already public. You know what I mean? So don't get that fucking twisted either. So anyways, bottom line is, this is the reality out here, man. And people are dying because of it. Like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like all the people that are doing drugs, they'll never get off drugs. You'll get one or two guys that make it out, and they, they don't realize that it was the power within them, or maybe it was spiritual connection, I don't know. But they don't realize, and they give the credit to the system, like the system helped them get out, but they're truly brainwashed, you know what I'm saying? They don't realize their own potential and their own power within, that they actually escaped that stuff because they were meant to, you know what I mean? They were destined to, but they had all odds against them. So if they don't have the right understanding of what they just went through and what they experienced and how they made it out and how it is in other places and other cultures, they're not going to understand how it even happened in the first place. They're just going to buy what's being sold to them anyways. So that's the truth, man. You guys want to know about, you want to know about BC? Well, I've been out here for almost 10 years and now I got it locked. And this place tried to get rid of me. It tried to send me back. It tried to put me in jail. It tried to frame me. People tried to frame me. People that were employing me. People that were professionals, that were supposed to be professionals. People that worked in homeless shelters. People that worked in organizations that were to support the homeless and empower them. Bro, it's all a front. And then I figured out why they're doing it. How is it beneficial? How is it beneficial? Once I got into the organizations and they hired me, it took me a while, but I got to see their process and how they get money. They're getting $100,000 grants at a time. I can name multiple organizations right now and then I'm not going to do that though, but trust me, I could break it down, and I'm not going to go that far. I don't need to go that far. You know what I mean? But I could, and they know that. So I'm the only person that made it from homeless shelter that got one of the only people that's really real, actually authentic, that made it from the streets, homelessness, literally from the streets for 14 years, not from BC, you know what I mean, the suburbs, and made it in to the system itself pretty much. I was sitting in a room full of government officials and they're paying me for me to tell them my story of how I became homeless for the first time, because they want to understand homelessness. That's how much they don't even know about homelessness. They got to pay somebody, you know what I mean, to tell them. But they're getting all these $100 million, budgets per year from the federal government around homelessness, around to fund programs and employ people to run these programs through organizations, nonprofit, bro, and they're getting huge grants. I saw the checks. They were the organization CEOs were telling me how they get their funding. Then I understood. Then I said, wow. And then the Salvation Army itself, just one in this city, makes $28,500 per month off of the homeless people's checks, which is your tax dollars if you want to cry and bitch about tax dollars about homeless people. Okay, so your tax dollars are going into the pocket of the homeless person, right? So to speak. And then they go and pay the Salvation Army $600 a month to live there. And then that money gets collected by BC Housing, and BC Housing is owned by the BC government. Yeah. So your tax dollars are going in a circle and it's all going right back into the government's pocket. And the rest of the money, you know what I mean, that gets spent on drugs is now being distributed by the government themselves. So they're getting all of the money back plus interest. Bro, boom. Like, you would have to literally go through it to know about it. How would you ever know this? You will never know this unless you came out here and lived it yourself, and you came from where I came from and seen the difference. There's no way you'll ever know the truth. You have to go through it. And you're going to have to go through it for a long time, not just a month, not just 2 years. And nobody's going to be willing to do that unless they're getting paid big bank. You know what I'm saying? Or you have no other choice and you're trying to survive like I was. Bro, I'm telling you, this place tried to kill me. And I survived it. I overcame it. I exposed it. Told everyone, hoop your head. And, and they don't like me, but they can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? They try to frame me. The cops don't even want to. They like me. They're like, yo, this kid's a G. Like, leave him alone. He's from Hamilton. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you, like, they already pulled up on me and rolled up on, well, there's a lot of feminist power tripping cops out here that try to treat you, they're man dominators, right? They're just, yeah, sick type of individuals, and these are the police out here. So they're tripping, right? They're straight tripping. Like, what cops aren't tripping? You know what I mean? They're all tripping. But it's crazy. Yeah, I'm out of breath. Yeah, I'm worked up. This is nuts. Because people keep trying to tell me like they know something. Shut up, man. You know what I mean? Getting me bent. That's why I can't, man. This place is a trap for me. Because where I come from, we just punch people. You know what I'm saying? I came out here and started just punching people in their face. Like, even shelter staff would try to hype up to me. And I was like, yo, I'll pick you up and smash you on the floor. Boom, you're out of here. I'm calling the cops. Cops come get me. They're like, what happened? I'm like, this guy's beaking off. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, well, you're going to have to leave. I'm like, all right, you too. You know what I mean? I'm out. So I did that everywhere I went until everybody locked me, until I was kicked out everywhere. All the homeless shelters, all the programs, all the home places where you can go to get food and shower and all that stuff. They kicked me out everywhere. I got kicked out everywhere. Because they try to bully the wrong guy, and I don't care. But they use these resources against you. They use the fact that you're homeless against you. They use your bed against you. They use that food that you need against you, that shelter, that support, that security, a shower. They use it against you as power and say, what are you going to do? I hold your life in my hand. There's nothing you can do. And I was like, yeah, hoop your head. And I suffered. Trust me, I had to sleep on a bench with I went to the shelter, every single one time in December, and asked them all for a blanket, and they wouldn't give me one because I was like kicked out of all of them and the other ones were full. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play that, bro. You're not going to do that to me. These people out here are weak. You can go ahead and brush them and step on them and do whatever you want to them. And then they can't do anything because, yeah, they're desperate, But if I really wanted to, I could go get, a pack and go break it down and run a strip if I wanted to, because there's nobody really running it. There's no real street goons that are running a strip, you know what I'm saying? It's all big guys, you know what I mean? And you'll never see them in the street. They're driving by, in a friggin' whatever they're in, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, it's nuts. But the only reason why I'm even speaking about any of this stuff or even exposing it is because it try to kill me in the process, and it's the system. I'm not talking about the gangsters and none of these guys and none of that street stuff. I'm talking about the system. And they tried to snuff me out. And it didn't work, clearly. Stupid. You know what I mean? And it's okay. They can still take stuff from me right now. You know what I mean? They can still do things to me that it would put me back into homelessness. You know what I mean? And they want to. You know what I mean? And I'm sure they're planning on it. But you know what? That's okay. Because I got a plan for that too. I'm going to keep doing this over and over. And it's going to get bad. It's going to get worse. I have so many things that I'm going to do to this place. You have no idea. And then, you know what? Then I'll just go back to the hood. You know what I mean? Whatever. Once I wipe this place out, piss everybody off, tell them all off, say how it is, and then I'm out. What are you going to do? Whatever. You made life hell for me out here. You made it so I couldn't live. You made it so I couldn't get out of homelessness. You literally tried to lock me out of everything and blackball me from everyone and everything. Discredit me, even people that are supposed to be professionals and all this stuff. They tried to frame me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing that I'm articulate and intelligent and I'm sober and I'm well-rounded, okay? And I'm tough. Or else it would have happened to me. They would have got me. And then I would have got washed up and had to just go somewhere else anyways. And they've been doing this to people. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I wasn't the one this time. You know what I mean? Sorry. You lost. You guys lose. BC, you lose. Victoria, you lose. You know what I mean? You might say, well, like, who cares? Like, you didn't accomplish anything. But you know what? In reality, if people are dying because of the hand of the system, and you're trying to snuff me out and kill my life, you know what I'm saying? Just, this is good enough for me. You know what I mean? Because nobody else has the ability to defend themselves, or the intelligence, or the sobriety, or the stability, or the credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like I do. They don't have it, so they can't. They're not even in a position to defend themselves or talk about any of this stuff. I was the only one that could. And I seen a responsibility that I had to take You know, especially when you want to mess with me. If I can't hurt you physically, you know what I'm saying, because I can't live like that no more, this is what I gotta do. You know what I mean? This is all I can do. You know what I mean? Because these guys are all snitches anyway, so they're all, you know, trying to play gangster until somebody gets hurt real bad, and then all of a sudden now you're calling the cops. So it's like there's no way to win out here at all. There's no way to win. It's straight pussy out here. Straight pussy, snitch, lying ass, politics. All they do is they can't get you and can't figure out no dirt on you, so they got to create stuff and everything. It's disgusting, but it's nothing new to me. Like, Hamilton is like that too, but these guys are pussies out here, you know what I'm saying? Right? So, but this is the truth, you know. I've held a lot of this stuff in for like 5+ years, you know what I mean? Now I'm in a position, you know what I mean? Now I'm in a position where I'm not in intent right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, things can get taken away from me because it's all belonging all to the same system, and they're all working together, and they all know who I am and blah, blah. That's okay. That's all right. You're still never going to win against me, don't you? Haven't you figured that out yet? Haven't you figured that out yet? You don't think I can't do this again somewhere else where the whole system isn't trying to kill me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm putting myself through hell unnecessarily to stay here because, you know what? I could have left and went somewhere else and thrived easily. You know what I mean? No problem. But you know what? I chose to fight. I chose to fight, expose this shit, pull everyone's card, and be like, what are you going to do about it? Can't do shit to me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. They got me a couple times real bad. Real bad. You know what I mean? Like, I was down bad. You know what I mean? But you know what? You know, I didn't get washed. So, I still made it up here. You know what I mean? And I'm satisfied with that. I feel like I succeeded. You know what I mean? Cool. Take your move. Make your move, you know? Do your next play. I'm good. It's all good. I got my piece. You know what I mean? Stupid. Anyways, these organizations out here don't want me to advocate anymore or pay me to be a part of them because I know how they get their funding now, and I know they're all frauds, and I call them all out to their face. And they know that I'm actually a powerhouse, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't do drugs. I'm a clean-cut young man, and I have all the potential in the world to do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? So, devil's been trying to kill me forever. Not working. I'm a child of God. All glory to God. I have a lot of work to do, of course, still on myself, and to repent from my ways. All these things that, you know, I'm trying to wash off, but the system's trying to pull me back in, and demons are trying to pull me back in. Then I get back in demon mode and defense mode and warrior mode because it's a natural instinct, because I am a warrior. It's in my DNA. Look up my whole, whatever, genetics and everything. Like, I don't know, my cousin does all that family tree stuff, and historically, like, my last name and my bloodline is literally connected to like knights and warriors and like all type of stuff, but I'm not really interested in that type of stuff. Other people are. But that's what's really going on out here, guys. You know what I mean? So, wow, what a beautiful place. What a beautiful place. But how evil is it? It's evil, buds. You know what I'm saying? But it's fake evil. It's like not pussy evil out here. It's like stab you in the back evil. It's like shoot someone in the back of the head when they're running away evil. It's like spray somebody's weed to get them instead of pull up on them and punch their face in type evil. You know what I'm saying? Pussy. Weak. Can't beat me, you gotta poison me or something. You know what I mean? You gotta make something up. You gotta, you know, shelter staff gotta be like, he threatened me when I didn't. Like, you know what I mean? And then I threatened him after. And then I'm like, yeah, well, you want to see what a real threat looks like? Like, I'll show you right now. Like, you snitch goof. You know what I mean? But they just, you know, if they don't like your attitude, because I'm not submissive to them, they try to dominate, and then I stand. I'm like, what? What are you gonna do? And they're like, yeah, don't give me an attitude, or, you know, I'm gonna cancel your bed and you're not allowed to stay here. And I'm like, you're a goof, bitch. What do you, like, call the cops, pussy? Like, you know what I mean? And then they're like, I'm calling the cops. They call the cops, get out of here, blah, blah, cops come, kick me out. Bro, did this a million times, over and over and over. You know, most people at the shelter were like, bro, like, why don't you just submit? You know, like, you're making things harder for yourself. I'm like, you're a coward. How about that? I'll go sleep on the bench tonight, pussy. Like, go sleep in your little comfy little bed at your little shelter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I'll go get a tent. Like, I really did this. Like, this is for real what I'm saying to you. Yeah, it's bonkers. But, I don't like bullies, man. I punch, smash them, bro. Like, that's just how it is. Like, of course, I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy in the world. There's lots of guys out here that could probably smash my head in. But you know what? Like I said, man, we already talked about that before, too. There's ways to deal with that. And it's easy. Like, it's a normal function where I come from. So, like, even if you did beat me up, you're going to have a serious problem after. Like, what are you going to do? Go to Tim Hortons and get a coffee after that? Probably not, because I'll catch you slipping, bro. You know what I mean? And then I'll already have my ticket out of here, out of the province. So when the cops are looking for me and they're freaking out, flying all over the place, and they're saying, there's a warrant for your arrest, I'll be like, I'm already outside of your jurisdiction, bro. 4 jurisdictions away. You know what I mean? Come find me. Call them out here to come find me. They don't even give a fuck. They don't even care. They got other crazy shit going on, for real, for real. Not no pussy crime out here. You know what I mean? It's all soft out here, bro. Like I said, weak gameplay out here. The whole game's weak. It's washed. Whatever. Anyways, I'm done. That's what's really going on out here in BC. There's a bunch of hating ass people out here in this city that have been just making things up about me in groups. All kinds of crazy shit. Blackballed me from everywhere. Kicked me out of everywhere. Can't go here. Can't go there. Yo, bro, it's a small, knit, close community, you know what I'm saying? So they're all just like, they don't like people from Ontario in the first place. First time I came out here, I went to the beach and, some chicks came up to me and was like, oh, what's up, man? And they wanted to chill and drink, whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm from Ontario. And they're like, maybe you shouldn't tell people you're from Ontario. And then they just walked off. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, ugly ass dog ass chicks anyways. You know what I mean? So bro, I swear on everything, that's my first, like, one of my first experiences when I came here. So I already knew it was a hating ass, pussy ass place already. But it was crazy. It was like a place you can come and just party in the streets, smoke weed, drink in front of the cops, do drugs. Like, cops are walking by, there's guys a needle hanging out of their arm. They don't care. They're just walking by. Guys smoking meth. I swear. I'm telling you. So, yeah, BC's weak. I'm done with you. I already won, defeated you. You know what I mean? I'm out. Resilient.